Stop. Before you scroll past this, I need you to listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you, most people will never hear it, and the ones who do, most of them won't have the guts to use it. Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody says out loud. People are not treating you badly by accident. They are treating you exactly how you trained them to treat you. Every time you apologized when you didn't have to. Every time you laughed off disrespect to keep the peace. Every time you shrunk yourself to make someone else comfortable, you sent a signal. A clear, unmistakable signal that said, this person is safe to ignore. This person is safe to use. And they listened. The world doesn't reward kindness. It rewards perceived power. It rewards those who understand the silent game being played beneath every conversation, every handshake, and every smile. A game most people don't even know they're in, while others are already 3 moves ahead. You're not here because things are going well. You're here because somewhere, deep down, you feel it. The frustration, the exhaustion, the quiet rage of someone who keeps doing everything right and still gets treated like they don't matter. That ends today. This video is not for everyone. It's not for people who want to stay comfortable. It's for the ones who are ready to stop being prey and start being the one the room respects, without saying a single word. If that's you, stay with me. And if you find value in what I'm about to reveal, hit that like button and subscribe. Because what we discuss in this channel is the kind of knowledge they were never supposed to teach you. Let's begin. 500 years ago, a man sat in exile, stripped of power, humiliated by the very world he had served. And instead of crying, instead of begging, he studied. He studied human nature with the cold precision of a surgeon and the ruthless clarity of a predator. His name was Niccolo Machiavelli, and what he discovered shook the foundation of everything polite society wanted people to believe. Machiavelli understood that the world operates on 2 levels. The surface level, where people talk about fairness, goodness, and loyalty, and the real level, where people pursue power, advantage, and survival by any means necessary. He wrote that a man who wishes to make a profession of goodness in everything must come to ruin among so many who are not good. In other words, your virtue, unguarded, is a weapon they use against you. He didn't say to become evil, but he said to become awake. Machiavelli believed that the greatest skill a person could develop was the ability to control perception. Because in the game of human interaction, perception is reality. How you are seen determines how you are treated, period. He also understood something most modern motivational speakers refuse to admit, that people respect what they fear losing, not what they can easily access, not what is always available, not what never pushes back. They respect what has boundaries, what has edges, what has consequences. Today, you're going to learn the dark Machiavellian secrets that will fundamentally shift how every person in your life sees you, not by changing who you are, but by finally showing them who you actually are. 1. Stop explaining yourself. Every time you over-explain, you confess weakness. Think about that for a second. When was the last time someone powerful, someone you genuinely respected, stood there justifying every decision they made? When was the last time a lion explained to the sheep why it walks the way it walks? Weak people over-explain because they are afraid of judgment. They need approval like they need oxygen. So they talk and fill every silence with words that say, essentially, please don't be upset with me. Please still like me. Please validate me. And the people around them, consciously or unconsciously, smell that desperation, and they lose respect. Machiavelli would say this plainly. A prince who lacks confidence in his own judgment invites others to doubt him too. The moment you start defending yourself to people who have already decided, you lose. Your boss questions your decision in a meeting. The weak version of you launches into a 5-minute explanation, stumbling over words, citing every reason, seeking validation. The powerful version looks them in the eye and says, "I stand by it," then goes silent. That silence is louder than 1,000 words. Let your decisions speak. Let your results argue for you. Your explanation is your insecurity leaking out in real time. The less you explain, the more powerful you appear. Type this affirmation in the comments section. I do not justify my power to those who haven't earned the right to question it. 2. Master the art of strategic withdrawal. Here's something nobody tells you. Availability is the death of respect. When people can have you anytime, anywhere, for anything, they stop valuing you. You become furniture, background noise. They're taken for granted before they even realize it's happening. This is not cynical. This is human psychology operating exactly as designed. Machiavelli understood the power of absence. He knew that the prince who was always present, always accessible, always eager, was always the one being manipulated. The prince who appeared selectively, who made people come to him, was the one who commanded rooms. Weak people are afraid to withdraw because they confuse presence with love. They think if they're always there, people will appreciate them more. They don't. They appreciate you less. You're always available to a friend. Every call answered, every request fulfilled, every crisis handled. And somehow they treat you like a convenience, not a priority. You pull back for 2 weeks. Suddenly, they're reaching out. Suddenly, you matter. You didn't change. The dynamic changed. Because scarcity creates value. It always has. It always will. Start treating your time and energy like the rare resource they actually are. Because they are. You are finite. Act like it. When you disappear from the wrong places, you appear powerful in all the right ones. Type this affirmation in the comments section. My presence is a privilege, not a guarantee. 3. Let them wonder about you. Mystery is armor, and most people have none. In a world where everyone is broadcasting every thought, every meal, every emotion across social media, the person who remains unreadable becomes magnetic, dangerous, interesting. People are drawn to what they cannot fully understand. It's primal. When you can't categorize someone, you can't control them. And the people who can't control you will either fear you or want you. Either way, they'll think about you. Machiavelli wrote about the fox and the lion that can only fight, and the fox that knows how to be unseen, how to move in shadows, how to reveal only what serves its purpose. He said the truly powerful must be both. But the fox, in many ways, is more dangerous. Weak people overshare because silence feels like rejection. They need to fill every gap, answer every question, explain every move. They are transparent not because they're honest, but because they're afraid of what people might think if left to imagine. Give people less, not because you're hiding, but because you're building. Mystery builds presence. Silence builds power. Restraint builds intrigue. Everyone at the office gossips, overshares, tells their whole story at lunch. You smile, you listen, you give away almost nothing, and suddenly people are more curious about you than anyone else in the room. You haven't said much, but somehow you're the most interesting person there. Become a closed book in a world full of people reading themselves aloud. Let them turn your pages. Make them earn the chapters. The most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Type this affirmation in the comments section. I am not required to be understood by everyone, only by the right ones. 4. Respond to disrespect with calm, not chaos. This is where most people self-destruct. Someone disrespects you, and you react. Loudly, emotionally, you prove them right. You prove that they can move you, trigger you, control you with a single sentence. That reaction, that's not strength. That's them pulling your strings and watching you dance. Machiavelli was ruthless about this. He believed that emotional reactions were the enemy of strategy, that a leader who could be provoked could be defeated, because a provoked man acts before he thinks, and a man who acts before he thinks always gives his opponent the advantage. The cold truth is this: responding with rage to disrespect signals that the disrespect landed, that it hurt, that you care deeply what this person thinks. And the moment they know they have that power, they will use it again and again. Weak people explode because they mistake noise for dominance. But the most dangerous people in the room are almost always the quietest ones. The ones who look at you with a calm that says, "You have no idea what I'm capable of, and I'm in no rush to show you." Someone mocks you in front of others. The weak move is to snap back, to get loud, to get emotional. The Machiavellian move: a slow smile, a measured look, maybe 5 words, or none at all, and then you move on, like it didn't touch you, because in your mind, it didn't. That calm will terrify them far more than any argument ever could. Your calmness becomes your most threatening feature, because people know, behind that stillness, something is watching, calculating, unbothered. When they try to light you on fire, become water. Type this affirmation in the comments section. Nothing they say can reach me unless I give it permission. 5. Stop seeking validation. Start creating standards. You were taught, from the time you were small, to seek approval from parents, teachers, friends, society. You were trained to perform goodness in exchange for recognition, to shrink yourself to fit the shape of someone else's expectations. And now, you wonder why people don't respect you. They don't respect you because you've shown them over and over that their opinion of you matters more than your own. And no one respects someone who values other people's judgments above their own. Machiavelli's most ruthless insight was this: men in general judge more by appearances than by reality, which means if you act like you need their approval, they will treat you as someone who needs their approval. But if you carry yourself like someone with unshakable standards, they adjust. They rise to you. Stop asking if you're enough. You're already beyond enough. For you've just been measuring yourself by the wrong ruler. The ruler held by people who benefit from you doubting yourself. You stop asking people, "Was that okay?" You stop prefacing every idea with, "I don't know if this is good, but..." You present your work. You state your opinion. You hold your position. And slowly, the people around you start asking you for validation instead. You're not here to meet standards. You're here to set them. The moment you stop seeking approval, you become the one who grants it. Type this affirmation in the comments section. My standards are mine. I do not negotiate them for comfort or company. 6. Make people come to you. Position matters, always. In every relationship, personal, professional, romantic, there is someone who pursues, and someone who is pursued, and someone who reaches out first, and someone who waits to be reached, someone who adjusts their schedule, and someone whose schedule others adjust to. One of those positions has power. One of them doesn't. Machiavelli knew that the greatest leaders did not chase. They attracted. They built a presence so compelling, so undeniable, so magnetic, that people felt the pull toward them naturally. They didn't beg. They didn't follow. They stood still in their power, and the world moved around them. Chasing signals desperation, and desperation is repulsive. Not because people are cruel, but because the instinct to move toward strength and away from weakness is hardwired into every human being on the planet. Weak people chase because they are afraid that if they don't, they'll be forgotten, abandoned, left behind. And that fear becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The transformation isn't arrogance. It's about building yourself into someone worth coming to, someone with depth, with vision, with standards, with edges, someone who, when you finally do reach out, it means something. You stop triple texting. You stop suggesting plans and then adjusting when they don't respond. You build your world. You make it interesting. And people, the right people, come to find out why the door is suddenly closed. And when they knock, you answer on your terms. The wolf does not chase the flock. The flock notices the wolf. Type this affirmation in the comments section. I build what is worth finding, and I let the worthy find it. 7. Control your face. Control the room. Your face is a broadcast. Every micro-expression, every flicker of anxiety, out every nervous laugh, it transmits in real time to everyone watching, and they are always watching. Machiavelli was obsessed with the concept of the mask, not as a metaphor for deception, but as a symbol of discipline. The controlled face is the controlled mind made visible. It signals to every person in the room, I am not rattled. I am not desperate. I am not afraid of you. Most people cannot control their faces because they cannot control their minds. Their anxiety runs the show. And the moment anxiety shows up on your face, you have handed over your power. This is not about being emotionless. It's about being intentional. The Machiavellian face is not blank. It is chosen, calibrated. The smile that comes when you decide it comes. The silence that lands when you decide silence is the weapon. But you walk into a room where tensions are high. Everyone else looks nervous, defensive, reactive. You walk in slowly, expression neutral and steady, eyes moving with quiet intelligence. You sit down. You don't rush. You don't shrink. The room shifts around you, suddenly without a single word. They're deferring to you. Control your expression and you control what people feel when they look at you. Give them calm and they feel your strength. Give them unease and they question themselves. When your face shows nothing, your power shows everything. Type this affirmation in the comments section. My expression is a weapon I choose when and how to use. You came here looking for a change. But what you actually found was a mirror. Because everything I've told you today, the restraint, the mystery, the calm, the standards, none of it is foreign to you. You knew this deep down. You've always known it. You've just been conditioned by school, by society, by people who needed you small, to ignore it. You were told that needing people is strength, that explaining yourself is honesty, that chasing is love, that patience means accepting disrespect with a smile. You were lied to. Machiavelli didn't write his famous works to create monsters. He wrote them to describe the world as it actually is, so that good, intelligent people wouldn't be destroyed by it. He gave you the map. He showed you the terrain. What you do with that knowledge, that is entirely yours. Today something shifted, maybe just slightly, maybe something deep and irreversible. But you are not the same person you were when you clicked on this video. You are more awake now, and more dangerous, more real. The people in your life are about to notice something different about you. They won't be able to name it. They'll just feel it. That quiet, unsettling certainty that you have changed, that you see clearly now, that you cannot be moved as easily as before, that there is something in your stillness that demands respect without asking for it. Good. Let them feel it. Walk differently. Speak less. Hold your ground. Withdraw with precision. Observe with patience. And never, never give your power away cheaply again. This is not arrogance. This is sovereignty. This is you, finally, taking your seat at the table you've been standing outside of for far too long. You are not here to be liked by everyone. You are here to be respected by the ones who matter. Go be that, fully, unapologetically, now. If this woke something in you, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. The conversation we're having on this channel is not for everyone, but it was always meant for you. Type this affirmation in the comments section. I do not ask for respect. I become the kind of person the world has no choice but to give it to.